again, everybody, and welcome back to Youtooz. Today we're going to be trying out something new. And that's because Youtooz just dropped their first ever 8-inch Youtooz figure. And it happens to be a bigger version of the original Sun and Moon Youtooz figure. And by chance, I happen to have the prototype for the original figure. And funny enough, about 2 weeks before they announced the 8-inch figure, I actually bought the official manufactured figure off resale. So today, in celebration of the first ever 8-inch Youtooz figure, today we're going to be doing a comparison between the prototype for the Sun and Moon figure and the official Sun and Moon figure. So without further ado, let's open these things up. So as I hinted at in the intro, I've been wanting to make this video for about a year now. Ever since Youtooz sent me the prototype for this figure, I've been wanting to compare it to the official figure. But it sold out before I bought it, and ever since I've been trying to find it for a good price on resale. And boy, did that take a long time. A really long time. It took like a year. It was super expensive for a while. It was like 85 bucks. I'm not paying 85 bucks. Are you kidding me? Am I made of money? I don't think so. So recently, I was able to buy it for like 45, which is much better. Any day I'll take that. That's a good deal. Well, that's a damn good deal. So now we can finally make this video. Also, you may be thinking, but booze, the 8-inch figure dropped like 2 weeks ago. And you'd be correct, but I'm gonna ask you to forget about that. And let's pretend like it dropped today, because that's what I was planning to make this video for, but it never happened. I pushed this video off too long. So here we are on the drop day of the 8-inch Sun and Moon Youtooz figure. Anyway, let's get to it. So this one is the prototype and this one is the official figure, and I don't think we're gonna see many differences on the sleeve or the box. I think the majority of the differences are probably going to be on the figure itself. Let's take the official one out too. This is going to be the first time I've ever seen the official figure. I've seen the prototype a lot. It was on my shelf for a very long time. So I'm very, very used to the prototype, but not the official one. Very interested to see the differences here. This is the first ever prototype versus official figure comparison video that I've ever made. And I'm hoping to make more of these in the future if you guys like them, because I got a bunch of prototypes now. I went from having 0 prototypes for like 3.5 years as a collector to having a bunch of them. So that's very cool. Get to make cool content. Huge shout out to Youtooz and Dave specifically for hooking me up with a bunch of prototypes. So I'll give you guys a 360 of both of these sleeves here in case you guys can tell any differences, but I don't see any. I don't think there's gonna be any differences on the sleeve here. So let's take the sleeve off and let's compare the boxes real quick. Toss the sleeves in the back here, and I'll give you guys a 360 of the box here as well, which they look pretty identical to me. I am noticing one thing though. It's a small thing. It's a very, very small thing that you wouldn't really notice all that much. And I'm not sure if you guys can see this on camera, but it looks like the coloring on the box here is a bit more bright on the prototype box than on the official box there. Looks like it's a bit darker on the official one, which makes sense. It does make sense because it's like a horror game, and I think it's supposed to be a bit dark on the top there. So, and I could definitely say that I like the coloring on the official box here more than the coloring on the prototype box here. It looks a lot better. Looks a lot more natural. But anyway, let's open this thing up and let's take the figures out and do the actual comparison. So we're going to be taking the prototype out first. And there we have it. And now let's take out the official figure. And I can already tell this thing is going to be a lot heavier than the prototype. Even in the box, it feels a lot heavier. There we have it. So I'm already seeing another difference here. It looks like this figure has sun on it and this figure has moon on it. What a big difference. I'm just kidding. Let's take these things out of the plastic and put them side by side. So here we have the prototype. Whoa, that thing looks like it's a little loose on the base. Wait a minute. If you guys are wondering why Moon is missing his arm, go check out the original prototype video I made for this thing. It's a good video. But anyway, this thing felt a little loose on its base, which it's never done before. And ooh, look at that. That's never happened before. Okay. So it's not uncommon for prototypes to fall apart, like the base here and the arm here. And that is simply because they are prototypes. They're made of a different kind of material, they use a different kind of glue, and they're not all that stable compared to official figures. Personally, I like when they fall apart. I think it makes it a lot more unique. But wait a second, I just realized I put this thing on its feet and it's standing up. I didn't even realize before. I did that subconsciously. This thing is actually pretty stable. Why does it even need the base in the first place? This thing is perfectly fine without the base. Look at that. And it actually looks a lot better without the base too. I wonder why they even included the base. But now, let's take the official figure out of the plastic. And here we have it. So the first difference here, oh, actually, let me put this thing back on the base real quick. So the first thing that I noticed about these two is what I mentioned before, the weight. The official figure is much, much heavier than the prototype here. The prototype is quite light. This thing has got to be at least twice, if not 3 times as heavy. The next thing that I noticed about these two is the coloring difference. So it looks like the colors are a bit more yellow on the prototype than on the official figure there. The moon looks a lot more yellow than the moon on the official figure there. The moon on the official figure looks a lot more gray. It looks a lot more like a moon. There's not a whole lot of differences though, I gotta be honest. They did a fantastic job on the final prototype here. But I did see another difference just as I was saying that. It looks like on the shoes on the prototype here, we have a moon that's on the ankles there. And it looks like the moons on the prototype here are a bit smaller and we have that black outline on them. Then the moons on these shoes for the official figure here are quite bigger and they don't have that black outline on them. And I think this will be the only aspect of this figure that I like better on the prototype. Something about having that black outline on the moon looks a lot better to me. But besides that, I don't see too many other differences on the sun side here. However, there is the difference of the craters on the moon here. So the craters on the prototype figure here are a lot more pronounced, you know, the edges are a lot more sharp looking versus the craters on the official figure here, which are a lot more subtle. And as you can see, the sides of the craters there are a lot more rounded over. I think the craters on the official one look a lot better than the craters on the prototype here. To me, it just looks a lot more finished. But anyway, let's flip it around and let's check out the moon side here, see what kind of differences we can find. On the moon side here, it looks like we have all these same differences that we saw on the sun side there. We have the coloring difference, we have the crater difference, and we have the moon difference on the shoes there. But it also looks like these stars on the pants are a little bit different as well. It looks like these stars on the prototype are a bit bigger and it looks like they're in a different position than on the official figure here. It looks like they made them a bit smaller on the official one and they rotated them just a bit. But I think that's really all they have for differences. I mean, they look pretty identical. They did a very, very good job on the prototype apparently. So much so that it looks like they didn't change very many things from the prototype to the official, which is honestly pretty impressive. But there we have it. So I'll give you guys a quick 360 of both of them here just in case you guys see any other differences. Let me know down in the comments. And that'll bring us to the end of the video. If you guys like this kind of video, let me know down in the comments and I might make more. I'm planning to at least. But thank you guys again so much for watching. If you guys like this video, hit that like button, comment something down below, and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video.